Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Rizzo again. Welcome back. I'm glad you came. Have you noticed the weather? Yeah, it's getting close to winter, isn't it? It's getting cold, and the weather reporter said it might even snow. Do you hear barking? It's coming from my holiday house. Let's find out if there's something going on in here. What is that? What's going on in here? Oh, for heaven's sakes. Look who it is. It's Clifford. Hi, Clifford. Hi, did you come to visit today? You did? Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did, because you know what? You must have read my mind, because I'm going to read some Clifford books today. Yeah. Would you like to stay and listen to the stories? Yeah, since they're about you. All right, you sit right over here and be a good dog, okay? Sit nice. Okay, and we'll read some books about Clifford. Do you like Clifford? I do too. I'd like to read to you first how Clifford got started. He started out as a little puppy. Yeah, you didn't start out like a big boy or girl, right? You started out little too. And that's what happened with Clifford. So this book is called Clifford the Small Red Puppy. Of course, we know he grew to be a big puppy, a big dog. And of course, these books are written by Norman Bridwell. Yeah, Clifford the Small Red Puppy. Let's see what's happening with Clifford the Small Red Puppy. Hi, I'm Emily Elizabeth, and this is Clifford, my big red dog. Well, of course, he does turn into a big red dog, but let's find out how he got started as a little tiny red puppy, okay? Yesterday, my friend Martha said, I got my dog from a fancy pet store. Where did you get yours? So I told her how I got Clifford. When I was little, I lived in the city. I didn't have a dog. Where do you think she got Clifford? One day the man down the hall called us. His dog had puppies, and he wanted to give me one. One puppy was smaller than all the rest. The man said, don't take him, he's the runt. That means he's the smallest dog in the litter. He will always be small and sick, but I loved that little puppy, and he needed me. She really loved Clifford right from the start, didn't she? I named my puppy Clifford. He was so tiny I had to feed him with the baby bottle that belonged to her dolly. We got the smallest collar we could find for Clifford. Do you see how tiny he is? Needs a very small collar. And even that was too big. When he began to eat dog food, we had to watch him all the time. Can you guess why? Yeah, he would fall into the doggy dish. He was so little that he was always getting lost, even in our small apartment. Now there's Dad putting on his boots. And he's having trouble getting one foot in. Can you guess why? Who do you think is hiding inside that boot? Clifford, you silly dog. Daddy said Clifford was just too small. He didn't think he would live through the winter, and that made me feel very sad. That night I told Clifford I wished he would grow to be a big, healthy dog, and I told him that I loved him. Next morning, he looked bigger to me. Love can make you grow, can't it? He seemed to have an easier time eating his dog food, and his collar wasn't so loose anymore. In fact, by the time Daddy got home, the collar was too small. He really is growing, isn't he? By bedtime, Clifford's tiny basket seemed a little too small for him. So I let him sleep on my pillow again. I think Clifford likes that. That was a mistake. Can you guess why? He stole the blankets. Clifford, shame on you. Next morning, Mommy thought Clifford looked different. Daddy said, I think he's growing. Well, I think he's growing too. Can you see? I decided to take Clifford for a walk. At the corner, I saw a big dog coming. I knew I should pick Clifford up so the big dog couldn't hurt him. I shouldn't have been worried. Clifford really was growing. We ran home to show Mommy how really big he was. Yeah, I don't think she has to worry about that anymore. Had our apartment door grown smaller? Daddy couldn't believe it. We put Clifford in the garden to sleep that night. In the morning, the lady upstairs called us, and it was about Clifford. He really has grown. In fact, all the neighbors were starting to notice him. I guess so. The landlord called the police. They came to see Clifford. They said Clifford would have to go. But how? He couldn't even fit through the door. Clifford, you really did grow. There was just one way to get him out of the garden. Look what they had to do. They had to use heavy equipment. That's called a crane. That's how they build houses with that, right? We sent him to live with my uncle who lived in the country. And they had to send him in a great big moving van truck. That's the only thing he would fit in. I was sad. I missed my little puppy. And he missed me. Oh, poor Clifford. One day we got a surprise. My uncle wanted Daddy to come and work with him in the country. And so we moved right away. Clifford was waiting for me. I said, Clifford, stop growing. You are just the right size now. Well, they were reunited, weren't they, in the country. So I said to Martha, that's how I got my dog. Tell me again how you got your dog. Martha said, oh, just forget it. That was a great story, Clifford. Nice to see how you got started with Emily Elizabeth. Well, since it's getting very close to winter, and since the weather reporter said we might even be getting some snow, I thought you might like to hear a story about Clifford's very first snow day. Are you going to have your very first snow day soon? That's what the weather reporter said. Do you like the snow? I do too. I'm Emily Elizabeth, and this is my dog Clifford. We love to play in the snow. Do you love to play in the snow? Well, you're probably going to get a chance because winter's getting close. I remember the first time that Clifford saw snow. He was just a tiny puppy. It was his very first winter. Snow had been falling all night long. In the morning, I got dressed to go outside. I said, Clifford, I have a surprise for you. Do you think Clifford will be surprised when he sees the snow? Yeah, he was surprised. Clifford had a little trouble walking in the snow. He's so small, right? Then he found a way to keep up with me, and so we walked to the park. Can you see what he did? Yeah, he stepped in her footsteps, in her footprints. The kids were going down the hill on their sleds. I thought Clifford would enjoy a ride. That does look like fun, doesn't it? Yeah, I hope you get to do some sledding this winter. I forgot that he couldn't hold on to the sled. Then I had an idea. Can you guess what her idea was? Yeah, she put him in her boot. Just the right size for Clifford, right? Oh boy. Now Clifford could slide down the hill too. Were you having fun? I think so. Afterward, we went over to the pond. Some skaters were whizzing by. Have you ever gone ice skating? It's lots of fun. I hope you get a chance to this winter. Before I knew it, Clifford ran out onto the ice. Oh, Clifford, ice is very slippery. He spun around and around. I got scared. I couldn't reach him. Oh, a little bit scary, Clifford. Clifford didn't know the ice was slippery, did he? Oh no, he made the boy fall. I yelled, "Watch out for my puppy!" Clifford, you're getting into trouble. That was close. I had to get Clifford out of there fast. Help, I called. But could the boys hear me? What are these boys doing on the ice? Can you guess? Yeah, they're playing ice hockey. I don't know if they're going to be able to help. Let's see. Hooray, my puppy was safe. Well, look at that. That little boy used his hockey stick to scoot Clifford back over to Emily Elizabeth, where he was safe at last. We thanked the hockey player for his good deed, and then it was time to go back home. On the way, I saw my friend Tim. He was making a big snowman. Yeah, have to take a big snowball and roll it and make it large and round, right? He asked me to help him. Tim made the bottom part. You see, that's the big part of the snowman. It goes at the bottom, right? Big, big snowball. And I made the middle part. That's the next size, right? Tim rolled a smaller ball to make the snowman's what? Yeah, his head. Who's in the way? Can you see who's in the way of that snowball? I don't know if Clifford should be there. I don't think he sees that snowball being rolled, and he doesn't know much about snowman making. I put the snowman's middle in place, and then I looked around for Clifford. He was nowhere to be seen. Where did he go? Clifford, where are you? While Tim was putting a cap on the snowman, I called and called for Clifford. We heard a sound. Hey, look, Tim said. The snowman's nose is moving. What do you think that snowman's nose was made out of? Looks like it might be Clifford's tail. Oh no, don't tell me Clifford's inside there. Oh yes, it was Clifford. Thank goodness I found him. That was enough snow for one day. We rushed home for some nice warm soup. My puppy's first snow day was quite an adventure. Oh, Clifford. Snow days are even more fun now that Clifford has grown up. What a wonderful dog. Clifford, did you have fun in the snow? You did, didn't you? Well, there's going to be some snow coming pretty soon, yeah. So you better stay in the house, I think. And I know where I'm going to stay. I'm going to have some more of my hot chocolate. Perfect on a cold day, right? Yeah. Well, I'm going to say goodbye now. Clifford's going to say goodbye. I've got a lot of Clifford storybooks. Do you like Clifford? Maybe I'll read you some next time, okay? So, goodbye, everybody. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Goodbye, everybody. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, my darling. Bump diddly bump. Oh, Clifford. See you next time.